No! God damn it.
Greetings, comrades. This is 88 Yellow here with my first ever video on my Chaotic Online deck. This is my Invisibility Strike deck. So now I'll show you the different cards. First off, for creatures, we have in the front row Melky. I do have a stronger Melky, but I've only uploaded a few of my cards so far. Razama Darini, Jad, another Jad, and a Waiki. Oh wait, and of course Dakamo. As for battle gear, we have the Levitar, which is currently just an input in order to give Jad the extra speed he needs, because everybody in this whole setup has at least 100 or more speed. Sandstorm Shroud. For Razama Darini, since he only has Earth attacks, this Invisibility Strike deck is based on Invisibility Strike, Air, and Earth attacks, and there are 2 Fire attacks for Dakamo and Owaiki. Oh, sorry, I did that in reverse. Residual Lightning Dust for Jad. So, and it'll be especially good against maybe other Invisibility Strike decks, or also decks that are based on high power because of its second ability, which is, if you're dealt 20 or more damage, the opposing creature is dealt 5 damage. As for the Levitar, if you take damage, your opponent takes 5 damage. Now, for the other Jad, I have a Bronze Flight to give him Defender, and also range. So Defender in order to defend Dakamo, Owaiki, and Melky, who is the weakest of the frontliners. Then for Jad I have, Owaiki, I'm not doing so well. For Owaiki, I have Breath of the Desert to give him his total of 100 speed, and if you sacrifice it, he'll get a total of Air 10. Now for Dakamo, who's here in order to give Invisibility Strike to Owaiki. The last one could be used on himself, but it's not recommended because Dakamo is just there to give the 2 Invisibility Strike bonuses. So its best is to give the second one to your main attacker, which is either going to be this Jad, one of the 2 Jads, or Razama Darini. Usually I go for Razama Darini since he has Invisibility Surprise, Invisibility Strike 10, Earth 5, and mine has 60 energy, which is the only person with the same energy as him is my Owaiki. So I give Dakamo a Mind Prism just because he has really low HP. I might decide to upload another Sandstorm Shroud and give it to Dakamo, but for now it's just a Mind Prism. Okay then, now on to attacks. My attack deck so far works out pretty well, but I think some of the 0-cost cards could be replaced. First off, we have 1 Hampering Winds, since not most creatures have 50 or less speed. So I had another one, and I also had a Whirlwind Scythes, and I replaced them for Before the Storm, which is really good because not only does it do a total of 30 damage, but since this deck is based on Invisibility Strike, with Air, this attack counts as your first attack, so it will also do the Invisibility Strike damage with the 30 current damage. I also have Whirling Whale to prevent Mugic, and most of all for the 30-point hit. I have 2 petrifying powers. I might have to replace one for another clean slide, which I have 1 of. I have 1 air rise, 2 poison streams. Poison stream is really good in the apprentice battles on Chaotic Online because the apprentice battles don't use Mugic, so there isn't a chance that it'll do 0 damage. I have 1 sand strike. I have 2 Academy Strikes, because everybody's supposed to have 100 speed. 2 Sedimentium Storm Shields. Sediment Storm Shields. I have 2 Flying Advantage. I might want to replace that for an Air Rise or something like that. But as I said, I uploaded my current deck. I have 2 Accelerations. 2 Sundergrounds, and that's my attack deck. Now for Mugics. The best part about this Mugic deck is only 3 of the Mugics actually use Mugicians. So, that means that they can be cast off of Owaiki and the 2 Jods. Oh, oops. That was a mistake. Which means that Dakimal is left free to use his 2 Mugic counters. The other, and those Mugics are Ember Flourish, since everybody has air attacks. Except, and since Dakimal doesn't, he has fire. There's Song of Shelter. Target creature you control may not be target of Mugic or abilities until end of turn. Can be really useful when you're, especially with a game-changing ability. Silent Requiem, negate target Mugic or ability that targets a creature with invisibility, which is everyone but Owaiki and Dakimal. Then there's Allegro. Target creature gains 50 speed. That's in case you're fighting like maybe a Gantrak deck, or let's say somebody destroys my Levitar, or just something like that. If I have the initiative, then Allegor costs 0. Next one is Strain of Expensive Delusions. I might have to replace this one. Destroy all battle gear equipped to creatures at target Mirage location. Shuffle that Mirage location into its owner's location deck. Now, if this one is with the Jod that has residual lightning dust, or even if it's the Melky that has the Levitar, it won't be that bad. And, oh, I forgot to give the reason for why I put all these. I told you why I have Razuma Darini. Owaiki, it's obvious. All Mopedians with Invisibility gain Invisibility Strike 5 and 20 speed. Dakimal told you. Now, Jod, I have Jod because he has high speed, he has pretty good health, he has both air and earth attacks, he has a Mugician, and most of all he has Invisibility Strike 15, which means that it becomes Invisibility Strike 20. The reason I have Melky, once again, about okay energy, not that good, earth and air, but most importantly, he has Invisibility Strike 10, and on a Mirage location, he gets an additional Invisibility Strike 10, so that's up to 25. As for the last Mugic, Strain of Clarity. Why do I keep saying Stain? Shuffle target Mirage location into its owner's location deck. If it was the active location, the top card of its owner's location deck becomes the new active location. Blah. So yeah, this could be good for resetting some Mirage locations, especially if you want to be able to use them again. As for my actual location deck, I have 4 Mirage locations. I have 2 Hunter's Perimeter, which has initiative, speed, and when this becomes the active location, Mopedians gain Invisibility Surprise, and and at the beginning of combat, reveal a new active location. So it also gets to instantly become a Mirage location, which is really good because the Mirage ability is Invisibility cannot be negated. Next, I have Europa Shock. Initiative Fire. Air and Earth does an additional 5 damage. Now, the reason that I only have one of that is because of its second ability. When water attacks are played, the attack's controller gets to switch the location, basically. And the Mirage is at the end of combat, engaged creatures gain a Mugic counter, which could be good, but not as good, considering that if Dakimel's ever in a fight, he's not going to win. So, yeah. Next up is... I really wish I had the Giant from Gigantum Topless. The Gigantum Topless robot. That'd be really good for Dakimal. Okay. Brawler's Burrow. I have it because it's initiative speed, and I get to reshuffle my attack deck into my attack discard pile into my attack deck. I'm repeating myself a lot. All creatures gain outperform all disciplines. Not that good, especially since none of my attacks are related to disciplines apart from acceleration. Yeah, pretty much apart from acceleration. Academy Strike relates to it, but it doesn't have oh wait, yeah, and Academy Strike, that's it. So I might be getting rid of that. Glue-Mire Knight, Initiative Mopedian, one reason, and Mugic's and abilities which relocate creatures have no effect. That's in case your opponents are trying to get into the defenses to defeat a Waiki. Okay, next is Momark's Catapult Tower. The main reason why I have this is initiative speed, and at the end it gives you Swift 1, which is just a good way for my top fighters to get to close in on my opponents. Next I have Vidav's Refectorium, Initiative Wisdom. So I'm not that likely to get the initiative, but when this becomes the active location, both players draw 2 attack cards and then discard 2 attack cards. So that could just be pretty darn useful, especially considering that a lot of the attack cards only do like 5 to 15 damage, which isn't all that great. Mopedian Valley. Initiative Water. Creatures without air do not flip up their battle gear at the start of combat, which can, in some ways, change the tides of the game. Oh wait, and the Royal Mopedian Academy of Melee Arts. Initiative Speed. Reduce non-attack damage to 0. Really good for this deck since none of the abilities that aren't attacks deal damage anyway. Just Invisibility Strike, which I don't think Invisibility Strike is negated by this. It really shouldn't be, because I think that just adds additional damage. Anyhow, Mirage creatures cannot be the target of Mugic. That can be both good and bad, so I'm not too sure about this card. But anyhow, I've been able to defeat quite a few opponents, most of them not online, but I've been able to defeat a few people online. I mean, there were obviously some people who had decks that are a lot better than mine. I'm saying mine a lot. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for this deck, I'd be really happy to hear them. And thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Goodbye.